Hello, darkness, my old...
Okay, that's not how you start a video. What's up, everyone? Derek here with Two Guys Build a Biz, and today we are going to be reviewing / commenting our very first video years ago. So let's dive into it. Here we go. Hey guys, it's Derek to Mike here. I'm starting a YouTube series called I Quit My Job. Pause for drama. Look at the bag of chips in the background. That's clutch. Keys to success. Bags of chips on the couch. Signs of a winner.
Simple. I'm quitting my job. And I've been in corporate America for, I don't know, at least like 5 years, working my way up. I started in music production, then went into sales, marketing.
So my whole idea with starting this was to just document what we are doing. Had no clue that we would be helping hundreds of entrepreneurs help start their own businesses. Had no idea this is something that would actually be valuable, having a breadcrumb trail like this on the channel. I thought it would be, but it's pretty cool seeing this in real time here and looking back.
I work for, a large multi-billion-dollar company now doing sales. It's been financially awesome. I've learned a lot of business skills, but it's not for me. So
David's ringing my phone
here's my
literally
business
as I'm
partner
cutting
here.
this video. I think I was just like, hey, I'm gonna see what it's like to shoot a YouTube video. Like, there was really no thought process into this at all. It was very just off the cuff. And then of course David's calling me halfway through and I'm just like, yep, we're starting a marketing agency. So it's kind of funny.
We're starting our own marketing company.
Epic B-roll. Gotta have it. So this was actually at the Gunflint Trail in northern Minnesota. I think we were still working a 9-to-5 during this time, but we landed a resort as a client and we went up there. We actually used like some of our money to just buy a badass drone right out of the gate, go up there, shoot some content that we could promote on social. And yeah, it was an amazing experience. The owners are fantastic. We love them. And it was really cool to be able to travel somewhere with David. This was our first business trip, so it was pretty awesome. So here we were showing them, this was before the resort was renovated, so the whole place was, there's just random stuff all over that they're trying to sell. It's this beautiful resort right now. I might flash it up on the screen, but basically we were going over their logo design. So when we first started our agency, we were very much trying to just please our clients, give them as much value as possible. And this was a, soup to nuts, bootstrap from the ground up kind of marketing experience. So we did everything. We started with the logos. We helped them build a sign. We were really trying to help them as much as possible, build a website, get their listings properly on these travel sites. So here we're actually showing them the logo designs for the very first time. So David's smiling. They loved it. It was really awesome to get their feedback. So I had just spliced that into this intro for some reason. Yeah, the original cut of this video was before we even went up there.
So this is the first episode in the I Quit My Job series. I'm just gonna honestly take you through the process of me personally going through the motions of working a 9-to-5 corporate America job and leaving. It's not been an easy decision, but it's a decision that I feel like has to be made, and it already has. Just a matter of counting down the days at this point. So
David and I, we basically had a handful of clients still working a 9-to-5. I had an opportunity to get a different position, and David's company was actually going through an acquisition. So we actually had a conversation with each other and just said, all right, is this something that we're going to do as a side hustle, just make, a few $1,000s extra per month, or dive into this full time and really just see what we can make of it. Because really we were spending 1 to 2 hours on it per night, sometimes 3 to 4 after hours, but really just not giving it the full effort that it needed. And we were already seeing a ton of success with very little effort. So David and I took a calculated risk to quit our jobs and just go into this full time. We didn't have a massive amount of savings, enough to keep us afloat for a few months, but really, it was kind of sink or swim, go time. Either we were going to make it, we were going to get more clients, we were going to make money, replace our income, or we're going to just tank our savings into the ground and need to go back to another job. And really weighing out the worst case scenarios, that was it. Worst case scenario, we fail. We go back to a job doing the same stuff we're doing today. So there wasn't like this massive risk to start it. From my perspective, I was like, I could literally go back to the job I have now and they would hire me. So all that's to say, I think the biggest limiting beliefs that I had to start was around health insurance. I had a few health issues back when this was filmed. It was concerning to me. And then when I looked into it, it wasn't that bad. The payoff of paying your own health insurance versus being able to be your own boss, travel, be location independent, not have to commute an hour to work every day through traffic and have somebody yell at you and just be in these super uncomfortable situations for 70% of your life, basically. How often, if you think about during your day, you're actually at work versus at home or doing the things that you love. It just made total sense to give this a shot. So yeah, just kind of reminiscing at this point, but super glad that we pulled the trigger here.
There's a few things I'm wrapping up just in terms of getting paid on my way out, just to have a little bit of savings. We've got paying clients.
What I was talking about there is we had some commission owed to us, so we wanted to stay to get that commission. Dave had a pretty big deal close, so he needed to wait. So we decided on June 1st was going to be our date to quit. I released this June 15th of 2017, and we actually had already quit when this was released. So this was filmed might have been a few months before June, as we were just thinking about all right, we're seriously going to do this. I wanted to start documenting it before we went through with it.
We're doing well. We're delivering. I just want to devote more time to essentially hunting, getting more business, and growing this thing. I've spent years and years building up other people's businesses, and I needed that because I wouldn't have known how to do that without having these employers. So I'm grateful for that, both financially and for, just learning purposes. But I'm ready to do that for my own company. My business partner, David, he's ready to do the same thing.
Yeah, when you just see yourself making another company, tens of thousands, if not millions of dollars like I was, it's like, I could do this. I'm generating all this revenue for these companies. I'm working super hard. They're the ones living out their dreams. So I'm really just working to make their dreams come true, versus the time that I put into building my company is actually equity that I'm building in myself, building in my own company, building in my own dreams, instead of just trading time for dollars for, a paycheck, and really just working for somebody else my whole life. So I never thinking about working for someone for the next 30 years and then retiring. That sounded like a nightmare to me. And I know some of you probably watching this right now, go ahead and comment 9 to 5. If you're in that position right now where you're working a 9 to 5, we totally get it. We've been there. It's frustrating. You're essentially just feeling like a cog in the wheel and constantly under stress. It's just not a healthy environment. I think some of the issues that I was going through health-wise, I can't prove this, but I very much believe the actual stress of that job contributed to these health issues that I had. And I haven't had them since. I'm good, healthy, eat well. And I can't imagine going back to that. So grateful that we made this move. So just watching this and I can almost feel for this person. So I know I've been there. So if you're in that same boat, comment 9 to 5. Just want to kind of get a feel for how many people in our audience are actually working a 9 to 5, trying to do this as a side hustle versus the people that are already doing it full time. Just curious for my own interest.
We're both quitting. We just want to design our own lives.
And we have a whole video just about us actually walking out the door. Like, we sat there and filmed it in the car before we went in and after. We couldn't take the camera in to actually quit, but just to like let them know, hey, I'm doing my own thing. That's on the channel as well that you can check out.
Have freedom, be able to do what we want, and this is fun for us. We're good buddies. He's a brilliant guy, perfect partner to have. I think we complement each other great. So
I would not start a business with 99% of my friends. Would not go into business with them. But David and I, we always had a very interesting relationship as kids. We found out about each other through a mutual friend who was like, hey, Dave plays drums, you play guitar, why don't you guys meet up and jam? So we actually started making music together when we were like 16 years old. I think the day I got my license, I drove like 40 minutes to go jam with him. And it wasn't like a friendship where we were just hanging out and, partying and doing stuff like that. We were always creating stuff. We were always creating music or, business ideas. Like, we had a very productive relationship. So I knew that I could trust David. He could trust me. I've seen what he's done. We've actually worked together before in the past. So I think a lot of you that are thinking about starting a business with a friend, family member, someone a partner, it's good to consider what are their strengths versus mine? Meaning, are their strengths complementary to my weaknesses? So there's a lot of things that Dave is a wizard with that I am just completely incompetent with. And there's a lot of strengths that I have that he is incompetent with. So we really balance each other out well to the point where we can divide and conquer on tasks. Whereas if we had both the same strengths and weaknesses, sure, we could kind of clone ourselves, but we would still have those major gaps in our business. So just a tip for you to think about as you're kind of deciding, should I be a solopreneur? Should I just run it as a CEO myself? Or should I get a partner involved?
I'm super excited. I love making videos. As you guys will see, editing things for clients, telling business stories, that's something that I'm super passionate about. So if you are interested in that as well, either you like doing photography,
I'm still trying to
you're a
formulate
director, you like
the
making
channel,
films,
basically.
or you're an aspiring entrepreneur, I think this will be an awesome channel for you to check out. By no means am I telling anybody what to do or how to do it. I'm just documenting the process. This is what I'm going to go through, and maybe you guys can learn from it. So I'm excited. This is the first episode. There'll be many more here. And if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe so you can, watch this journey unfold. Thanks.
Okay, so that logo right there, just so you all have an understanding, if you haven't made a logo for yourself, if you feel like picking a name or getting something graphically designed is holding you back, we built that in Canva with like a basic stock. And even before that, David had put something together in like Photoshop where it just literally said VTL, a period with a circle around it. So this was like the upgrade to our logo. So yeah, that's pretty funny. I even have like the coffee cup back here from when we first started. So our philosophy when we first started is let's make something, let's create it, and then let's perfect what we have. I think too many people use perfectionism as an excuse to do something, move forward. They get into that analysis paralysis, overthinking, and they never really move forward. And you can't perfect something unless you have something to perfect. So just getting started, getting something up and off the ground is like a perfect example of us doing that. Now, even with a perfectly designed logo, no business when you first start is just going to reach out to you and be like, wow, we love your logo, we want to work with you. It's not going to happen. You are going to do that by being you and being able to provide value. It's going to have nothing to do with the name of your company, your website, whether you're incorporated, like all of those things a business isn't going to look at. They're going to look at you as an individual and what you have to offer and the value that it brings to them or not. So don't get hung up on a logo, just move forward, make it happen. There's another video I can run to really quick where we actually quit our jobs. This is the day we quit. And this was like our first cold calling day. So I'll just go to the day we quit because that's a pretty good one. Today is the day that I go in and quit my job.
Today's a big day, so I've been talking big shop this week. It's time to go through with it.
It's actually happening.
Had everything packed up, a few things, odds and ends have kind of taken care of.
I'm nervous.
This morning, pretty nervous, I guess.
I'm excited.
It's an interesting feeling.
Yeah, it's just a lot. I didn't really sleep last night.
Yeah, going into that was pretty nerve-wracking. Like David and I, we didn't have shitty jobs. We had very good jobs that, like, just to put it into context, when we were recruiting, I was broke, like so broke. I think had made like $14,000 in like a calendar year, like just absolutely nothing. Then I got hired at this very large corporation and really made over 6 figures my very first year, which was insane. That was like a dream come true. But what I realized is that at the end of the year, you start at 0 and it's always, what have you done for me lately? And I always knew that it was such a big machine that they could fire me at any moment. If I didn't hit a quota, didn't matter that I just made them $7 million. They could just give me a boot. So when I got hired at this enterprise level organization, I actually had tears in my eyes. I was so grateful and happy. A lot of people will be like, why would you leave that? Why would you, you had a great cushy job. You're making 6 figures. Like that's the dream, right? Well, you think it is, and then you hit that, and then you realize 6 figures really isn't as much as you thought it was after taxes. And then you think about the time that you're really just dedicating to this thing. It's not all it's cracked up to be. Really, over this past year has really emphasized it for some people that like mental health and enjoying your life, happiness, these are all things that are important. So just making 6 figures isn't the end all be all thing. Like making 6 figures, making multiple 6 figures, that's great. You want that in your life, but you also want to enjoy your life. You want to have time to spend time with family, travel, do things. And that type of lifestyle was not allowing either of us to do that at all. Dave was flying around on planes. I think he was traveling like at least 14 days a month. So 2 weeks he was gone, couldn't see his fiance, his dogs, he was just on planes, airports, hotels. It's a lonely lifestyle to trade off for a 6-figure earning. So I know some of you are probably just like, you're an idiot. We're not. We made a very calculated decision and we're making much more than we were making before. And we actually have a balanced life and can do things that are good for us. So yeah, we made the right call for sure.
Mixture of nervousness, there's definitely some fear.
This is huge. This is crazy. Walking away from a 6-figure job and the security of that and the health insurance and everything that goes along with that.
Again, health insurance. That was on my mind. That was a limiting belief for me to move forward.
I just have no idea where today's going to go.
I'm not quite sure how the company's going to handle it.
You hope for the best.
You'll give me their good gracious and they're just going to say good luck, or if it's going to be a problem.
I want to go.
I saw people put in their 2 weeks and then they're walked out the door the next day. So that's the kind of stuff I was thinking about. Like, okay, are they actually going to let me stay here? Which they did. And I actually, when I left, my manager gave me his direct line, and I talked to the director, and they basically said, hey, if you want to come back, if it doesn't work out, we're happy to have you. So spoiler alert, it went good.
Go through the formality per the terms of my contract to make sure that I do handoffs of all my existing accounts, stuff like that. But want to be done in my current position as quickly as possible.
I'm ready to move on. Owning my own company has been a dream. I just never knew what I could do, or I have passions, but I just didn't know how to turn that into a business. Reading books, trying to just expose myself to as much as possible. So when inspiration strikes, I'd be ready to go.
And now it's just time.
I was prepping, I was trying to learn from people who were living a lifestyle that I wanted to live. I had no idea what that looked like or how to get there, but I knew I was open to it, and I was open to learning from people who have already been there. So I didn't know SMMA was the key to all this. Now, obviously I do in this video, but what I was trying to say is I always wanted to start a business, but I talked to friends, I talked to other business owners, and it takes 50 to 100, hundreds of thousands of dollars in some instances to just start a business, to just get in the game, let alone, make money online. We're not even talking about making money. Just the barrier to entry is so high. And with SMMA, you can literally get started with $0. You need a laptop, a phone would be ideal, but other than that, you're good. Like internet connection, you can go to a coffee shop. It's an amazing opportunity with such a low overhead. So that was what we were super fired up about, because it was so accessible. We could try it while we were working a 9 to 5. So if you're watching this and you're like, I would love to quit my job, but man, I can't do that. It's too risky. You don't have to risk it. That's the beautiful part, is if you can get hooked up with a mentor, you can check out our program, the SMMAblueprint.com. We walk you through every step on how to do this. You can get started while working in 9 to 5, prove it to yourself, believe it in your heart, and then quit your job. Like, we're not saying just burn the boat and go for it blindly. You can do that and you'll probably be successful because you'll have that fire under your butt to actually make it happen. But yeah, you don't have to just quit your job. So if you're seeing this, it's a calculated risk with entrepreneurship, and the internet's allowed that to even be a possibility. It never was before.
Do this in person if need be. I'm prepared to do it over the phone. Thought through a lot of different things like counter offers. Money's never been a driving factor for what I'm doing. Obviously, a huge reward potentially for what we're doing, financially, but it was never brought about because I thought to myself, hey, I need to be making more money. Other driving factors like the location independence, being, as Derek says, very well the CEO of my own life are the real deciding factors.
Yeah, so David was concerned that his company would say, okay, we'll give you more money to stay, because he did some great things. I mean, he brought in some major accounts. He built out like their entire Canadian territory. He was a manager of a lot of people. So it was a big deal for him too to walk away from that. And it was very possible that they were going to try to, tempt him with more money. So he was just kind of echoing the same sentiment, like, money isn't everything. If money was everything, we would be good and we wouldn't be quitting our jobs. But you'll realize pretty quickly that it's not. It's really not. Happiness is stemmed from so many other things other than just financial. Like, you need to have money in order to be happy. I think that there's a threshold, and I think it's been well documented, but by itself in a vacuum doesn't create happiness.
Fortunately, I can take you guys with me into work. So I'm going to go in there, let you know what happened, how it went, if it went good, bad, ugly. We'll see.
Being relieved to finally have today be the day is definitely a real thing. I'm excited to get on with the next step with Derek and start making things happen in a big way for ourselves. I'd be lying if I said that for a multitude of reasons I wasn't nervous, but it's going to happen. It's going to be a fun day. It's going to be a good conversation, and it's going to be a good last step at my current job. So looking forward to letting you guys know how it goes.
About to pull in here. I'll keep you posted. I'll come back out, and I'll let you know how it goes. Wish me luck. Thanks.
Here we go.
Well, I did it. Leaving work, conversation actually went really, really well. A lot better than I thought it would. Worked out a plan to where I can pass off the opportunities to the team, leave smoothly. I did really well last month, left the team in a good position. It was really nice. It was refreshing to hear her say, I'd be welcome back, this doesn't work out, things like that. This is fucking awesome shit. Yeah, I just...
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, after this, I think I posted up at I live near a ski resort, so in the summer it's just a hill, and they have the bar open in the chalet. So I went out on the patio, opened up my laptop and was like, all right, day one, here we go. This is the new office. So I was really riding high right there. I don't even know what to say. I'm just really excited that this is happening. I said my goodbyes to people that I had missed. So yeah, I'm really excited to just start this new chapter in my life. I 100% know that it's not going to be easy and that there's going to be challenges, to where it's like all on me, whether I succeed or fail. And, we're already doing well. And I've always been into sports where it has been all on me. I've done boxing, swimming, wrestling, like these sports where if you fail, you're a failure. If you succeed, you're the hero. So I think that's what I was trying to refer to is, sure, I like playing team sports, baseball, football, things like that. But yeah, just those individual sports were just different because you felt all the pressure and then the payoff is just so much better. So I think that translates well to entrepreneurship. So you can 100% be a team player. You have to be in order to be successful. But if you thrive on individual sports or individual activities, you'll probably do pretty well in entrepreneurship too. Makes sense. I'm just happy to do this. Happy to get out of the cube, get out of that cube life. You spend 8 to 10 hours of your day at this place every day. You only have 24 hours in a day. If you don't like where you're at, you don't like your life. That is your life. Like the whole work-life balance thing, fuck that. I want to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, work with the people that I want to work with, not have any questions about where I am, what I'm doing. I'm self-motivated. I've got a great partner. I'm just fucking pumped. I'm so excited to start this. You have no idea. So this is it. They know. It's official. It's in writing. So let's go. Let's make it happen. Boom. That was the start of it. I got goosebumps looking at that. That's so awesome. I mean, it's true. If you're watching this, I mean, if you hate your job, like you work in a toxic environment, you kind of hate your life right now. And that sucks to say, but that's how I felt. I feel you. If you're there, hang in there. It's going to get better. And if you have questions on anything related to how to start this, go ahead, either send me a DM on Instagram, comment in the comments down below. I check all of them. I'll answer them. And it was really cool to watch this. I'm not going to lie. I thought about doing this for a while, and I'm really glad I did. It definitely gives me some more inspiration. Hope it inspired you as well. And if you found any value in this at all, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Still waiting for the sun.